Hey, ladies, we're back. And I just wanted to start by covering a topic that I think hits home to all of us. And what I want to do is like a mini series, and it's called "Stop Pretending." The first subject or the first area that I want to talk about as far as pretending has to do with us, our mental selves, our emotional selves. We have to stop pretending like everything is okay. And I know that because I'm one of those people, I don't like to put my business in the streets. I don't like people to know exactly how I'm feeling. So I kind of put this wall up, this brave face, like everything is fine. But deep down inside, a lot of times we're dealing with some stuff, like, and it can be some heavy things. So, what I just want to encourage us women, especially, to do is to stop pretending like everything is okay. Now, I'm not saying go out and broadcast it to the world, but what we do need to do, what we need to take, where we need to take action at, is that we need to carve out some time for self care. And I know it's easier said than done. Being a mother, working full time, like I know it is difficult, but you have got to carve out some time for you to get to know yourself. Because, and I mentioned this in one of my talks last year, where as women, we tend to respond to all of these different titles: mother, wife, sister, auntie, all of these things. But if we don't know who we are individually, excuse me, then how can we possibly be worth anything to the people who are calling us those titles? So if we get caught up in that, we think that, oh, well, I'm a mother, so I only have to do X, Y, and Z. But in order to be a better mother, I have to do some things for me, for Crystal. I can't just be so focused on my kids. And I know that might come off to some people as, oh my gosh, she's a mother. How is she? Why is she saying that? It's honest. It's the truth. Like, we cannot give everything to our kids. We have to take some time out for ourselves. Again, loving on ourselves, and it's going to feel selfish at first, but I think that you'll see in the long run the benefits of taking that time, that self care, focusing on yourself after or even during this your self care time. You need to get into a relationship with God. If you're not in relationship with Him, I highly, highly suggest it. If you are in relationship with Him, it can only get stronger and stronger and stronger. And believe it or not, that relationship with God will bring you through some of the toughest times of your life. And it's hard. It's hard when you're going through those actual times, but from, again, speaking from experience, because right now, this moment, I am going through probably the hardest time of my life right now. There's so much that I'm dealing with. Um, and it gets sad, it gets depressing. And I'm the type of person who I shut down. I don't want to talk, I don't want to pray, I don't want to read, I don't want to do anything. I just want to sleep usually, and just sit and play one of my little mind games on my phone. That's what I tend to do. But so even for me, I'm still working on getting better with solidifying my relationship with God and going straight to God instead of going into my shutdown place when things get tough for me. Because we can't figure it out on our own. We can't. And if you're like me, you are going to mess up trying to figure it out on your own. So don't even put that extra stress on you. Give it to God. He tells us to cast our cares on Him. And I know it's not easy to do because I still struggle with that. But that is what we need to do. Cast our cares on Him. He's the only person that is strong enough, smart enough, um, caring enough to handle those tough things for us. We can't do it. Nobody else can do it for us. Not our family members, not our children, not our significant others. Nobody can do it for you except for God. So use him. Make him the number one resource that you go to so that it will be able to help you to stop pretending. And like I said, I do it. I have done it. I am currently doing it. In some instances, I am currently pretending like everything is fine, and it's not. It is not fine. But again, we're all works in progress, and that's where that relationship comes in with God, that self-care comes in. We just have to utilize what is going to help us the most. We just have, I can't say it anymore. I can't say it any other way. But ladies, we have to stop pretending. It's not benefiting anybody. Because if you look on social media, pick one, any social media, as you scroll through, and there's some people in there that you know personally. It could be family, it could be really close friends. But I've scrolled through and I'm like, I know that their situation is not how they're portraying it on social media. And of course, we're not going to get on social media and say, oh my God, my life is falling apart and I just can't deal. But getting on social media like my child is the best child out here, that's not honest. That's not true. Now, again, I don't have to get on there and talk about all the negative things that are going on in my life. But I also am not going to get on there pretending. And that's just me. To each his own. I can't judge anybody. Do what you feel is necessary. But I'm just here to offer some words of wisdom. And I know sometimes we get discouraged when we look on social media and we see another woman and it looks like she's living her best life. Like she has the perfect husband. She has the perfect kids with the perfect job, living in the perfect house, driving the perfect car. But in reality, is it really that perfect? It makes you wonder. And I know for a fact that it's not, because nobody lives a perfect life. We all have issues. We all struggle. We struggle financially. We struggle in relationships. We struggle trying to keep our kids in check. Lord knows I do. I am currently. So it's okay to struggle. And everything and every event in our lives will not be perfect. But we have to become okay with ourselves first before we're trying to put on this show for others, trying to show them, trying to prove to them that everything is great when it's not. And again, it's okay. God doesn't expect us to live a perfect life. He expects us to mess up, but he also expects us to depend on him to get us through, to lead us in the right direction, to turn us around and to get our stuff in check. But without, without that relationship with him, it's going to be a hot mess. At least that's been my experience in my life. It has been a hot mess when I exclude him. So if I can just encourage two women today, I want us to stop pretending. Stop pretending. Again, and if I can just add this, when we're pretending, okay, I'm just going to say me. When I'm pretending like everything is okay, it is tearing me up on the inside. Emotionally, I'm all over the place. Physically, it affects me as well. Either I want to eat more or I don't want to eat at all. But it affects me physically because I know that things are not the way that I might be trying to portray them. Things may not be going well at all. But I'm the type that I'm going to put on a brave face and I'm going to move forward and I'm going to keep it pushing and keep acting like everything's fine. And even if you ask me, I'll be like, I'm good. No, I'm good. I'm okay. Everything's good. But it's not. And that takes a toll on me on the inside. Again, I can put on this brave face. I can put on a cute outfit, make sure my hair is done. But on the inside, I am struggling. Like, big time struggling. And that's been my experience here lately. Um, this is not the video for me to talk about all the things that I'm dealing with at this time, but just know that it is a lot. It's a lot. But I get up every day. Well, at least during the weekdays. I get up, I get ready for work, I go to work, I perform, and then I come home. And typically, I put on my pajamas and I'm ready to get into bed immediately. Just because I want to shut down, I don't want to deal with anything, I don't want to think about anything. So, again, I can tell you from experience that is not the answer. It has not helped me yet, but that's what I do. I know another thing that has helped me tremendously is going to counseling. And I know, especially as an African American female, in our culture, counseling is looked down upon. It's for the weak. And I thought that for a long time, and I didn't go. Actually, I started going and then I quit because I'm like, again, I'm good. I don't need counseling. I can figure it out myself. But I cannot emphasize to you how much this counseling has helped me. And some people might think, oh, well, you're a Christian, so God should be your only counselor. No, I know that God is my number one source. He is my counselor. But I also know that God has put people in positions, in places. He has created professions for people here on earth to help me. And I am willing at this point in my life to take full advantage of that. So yes, of course, God is my number one counselor. He's the one that I go to most of the time, crying, complaining, asking for a way out. But I also know that there is a person, a human being here that I can go and sit down with and talk with about the things that I'm going through. So I just want to encourage you to take advantage of it. If you have insurance through your job, I'm pretty positive that most places will pay a good portion of the cost for you to see a counselor. It will not hurt you. I don't believe it will hurt you. I think that you have to do things in addition to counseling, but I think that it will help you get on the right track and help you to figure out what I need to do to get my life in better order so that I can stop this pretending. Now, it's tough. I'm telling you, there are some days that I go and I'm like, whew, I'm exhausted because it makes you dig deep. It makes you think about things that you may not want to even think about in your life. It's probably going to make you think about things that you've completely blocked out of your life. But you need to get those things out because, again, as you're holding on to those things inside of you, it is eating up your body. It can make you sick. It can make your organs not work properly. So you have to get those things out. And no, you may not feel comfortable talking to some stranger who's licensed to listen to all your issues. But believe me, when you find the right counselor, it will be probably one of the best things you can do for yourself. So don't let people try to talk you out of it or try to make you feel bad or make you feel like you're crazy or whatever the case might be. Everybody has their opinion. Believe me, I know everybody has their opinion. But at the end of the day, you have to do what's best for you, not for anyone else. You have to take care of you because if you can't take care of yourself, you surely can't take care of anyone else. Ladies, we have to stop pretending. Myself, I'm number one on the list. I need to stop. And I'm working on it, and it is so hard for me. Which is why we haven't posted anything lately because I could not get out of my own way to push through and give you guys something via Pretty. I couldn't do it. I prayed about it. I wasn't listening like a lot of us don't do. I was not listening. I'm like, I hear you, God. I know that I need to. But I was so in my feelings that I just couldn't. The enemy was in my head, making me think nobody wants to hear from me. Well, how are you going to tell somebody something and you dealing with all this in your life? So, again, I've been pretending that everything is okay. And I'm here to tell you right now, it's not. But I'm understanding that it's okay, because I know at the end of the day, God is going to bring me out of this. He is going to take care of me. He is going to provide for me. He is going to make sure that I'm okay. Now, I have to do my part too, but I know that at the end of the day, he's going to make sure that everything's okay for me. So, take some lessons from me. Be obedient to what God is telling you. Even though it's hard, even though you're scared, even though you're doubting yourself, be obedient. And let's just work on stop pretending that everything is okay, especially when it's not.